Welcome back to the channel. I want to go over inside and outside nodes. So here we have this shot. Here's a little before and after. I'll walk you through this grade here. So let's start by disabling each node here. So for the base, basically have a little bit of a curve going, and I delinked the custom curves for the green channel is getting a little bit green. A little bit of an offset and some lift gamma gain. And then I went ahead and made a parallel node, and that's feeding into this icon here. And this is strictly for skin. So if we enable this node, you can see if we go full screen, kind of pulls some of that green, especially on the highlight up here where the reflections coming off the top. So what I did was delink the custom curves and just chose the green channel and just pulled it down a little so you could see if we pull it back up, like he's isolated. And how I did that was with the magic mask, just did a single frame isolation. So that pulls just his head out, and then went over to the custom curves and just brought down the green. So if you go too much, obviously it starts to turn like purplish. And you could also do that with the gain channel if we wanted to just pull the gain down a little bit. So that's sort of what that looks like. If we enable and disable this node here, it's kind of slight. I can see it more in my monitor, and you can see the waveform and this graph change. And the other thing I wanted to show you guys was an inside and outside node. So I made another node here after these two are combined, and I brought up this power window and basically rotated it and softened it out. So now if we look at the highlight, this is essentially what we're getting, a little bit of defocus on the sides. And this was to bring his exposure out. So if we turn this off, it's not a lot, but enough to pop it up. And then to sort of make this whole thing complete, I went ahead and made another node, but it's called an outside node. And this automatically brought the key over. So what you do is right click, add node, and you can say outside. Now what that does is take whatever your corrections are in the first node and brings it to the outside. So now that we've clicked on this node, let's highlight it. You can see it masks out the opposite of the first power window node. And then that gave me a chance to just pull down a little bit of the lift to darken the sides. So let's turn off the highlight here with Shift H. And then if we turn that node on and off like this with Command D, you can see it's got a little bit more of a contrast. He's a little more the focal point, and that's by using this outside node. So if we were to make another one, you can right click, add node outside, or do Option O. And as you can see, it keeps the key. It automatically adds that for you. And then you can see, since we have an outside node here, the next version of an outside would be this part of the highlight. So very useful, also useful for you if you've dialed in your main focal point and you want to just manipulate anything. Let's say you got your subject dialed in how you like. You can darken the sides by doing that. So let's go ahead and do that as an example here. So here we've changed the contrast and exposure on our subject here. Let's bring it down a notch. Then we'll go to the outside node and let's bring the lift down a little bit more. So there you could see the difference. Really lets your eye focus in on the main part of the subject by using the outside node. And this works well for vignettes as well. So if you wanted to vignette the entire image, you could do that without having to do some other kind of additional node. Just make an outside node and darken it down on the outside. Thought you guys might want to look at the inside and outside nodes. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.